Hunt 'em Big with Steve Bartylla. Brought to you by
I talk a lot about public ground hunting, and frankly it's something that I think that all of us should do. And I apologize to those that do not control their own ground and they're out there slogging away on there. I'm not trying to make your life more difficult. Hopefully what I'm going to go ahead and share now actually helps you as much as it helps the person who controls their own hunting ground and just needs a backup plan. Because Murphy's Law applies. I mean, geez, here you got a good friend of mine has hunted the exact same 200-acre lease for his whole adult life. And here, 2 weeks before season, finds out, you know what, that lease is no longer yours. We sold it to somebody else for more. Backup plans are so important, especially when you don't own the ground. And even when you do, your farmer neighbor decides he's going to go out and cut wood, which is 1,000% is right along the property line. That just messed you up. When you have backup plans, it helps a ton. So how do you actually find these public spots? Everybody in the world knows that national forest, county forest, state forest, all that ground is almost always open. And then you have all sorts of state programs. Out in Kansas, it's called walk-in land. I went ahead and hunted for a full month out in Kansas off of nothing but walk-in land. And I ran into 2 hunters the entire time I was doing that, bow hunting. And frankly, they didn't mess me up hardly at all. Wisconsin, it's managed forest cropland, open managed forest cropland. You get a tax break, but you got to let people on your land. They have to stop, ask permission, but you can't tell them no. Rather than go through all the various ways to find this, all the various programs, instead, what I'm going to suggest is, I'm going to suggest something that I do not understand why for the life of me, but geez, I know most of you are going to cringe when I say this. I'm going to suggest you go down to your local DNR, or call them, DNR, Fish and Wildlife. In other words, the department that deals with wildlife for your state or your province or your country. And you know what they're going to do? You're going to explain to them, I'm looking for the various ways I can find public hunting options. And they are going to take you to school, my friend. I did this so many times back in high school and college trapping. I'd just stop into the DNRs. Hey, where do we have nuisance beaver permits? Where do you know there's beaver that need to be getting rid of, and how do I get there? And I never ran out of spots to trap, and I was trapping full time. Your DNRs and your wildlife agencies are outstanding resources at alerting us to the various options we have, because I'm telling you, a whole bunch of people in a whole bunch of states and provinces don't even have a clue how many places they have access to hunt. Yes, the stuff that is extremely well advertised, the state land, the national park, all that stuff, people know about that. And those tend to get absolutely pummeled. But Gertrude, she gets a tax break because she's in managed forest cropland. And she has to let everybody in the world hunt that land as long as they knock on her door. And the only way you figure that out is you go down to the DNR and you say, hey, what programs are there? I don't care if we're talking about soils and water or fish and game. For whatever reason, we've got it programmed in our head that these people are the enemies. I have dealt with so ridiculously many of them, and have never, ever once had a bad experience yet. I'm sure there's jerks out there, just like in every other profession, but you simply be nice, reasonable, and polite, and these people want to go the extra mile to help you. That is their job. Final thoughts, brought to you by Huntworth. Our fish and wildlife agencies are tremendous resources. They have alerted me to so many different trapping and hunting grounds options that I would have never had a clue of simply by either picking up the phone or, better yet, stopping in the office. Every time I've stopped in there, I almost always leave with a stack of maps of locations that I can hunt and or trap. That is the most effective way I'm aware of in this whole world at finding public hunting ground that isn't listed and everybody in the world doesn't know about. Stop in these offices or pick up the phone, talk to them, be polite, and I can promise you, you're going to leave happy and you are going to have found all sorts of places that you can hunt that you never realized you had options for.